this time of night we're looking for drink drivers. The pubs are closed. Some of the people are coming out of the clubs. This is a spot I like because they come around from the right. They've just left the traffic lights. Those that are drunk tend to accelerate faster, make the tyres squeal on this bend, all sorts of little things you pick up on.
Car crime is big business for the officers of Brighton's A section. It makes up more than a quarter of all the crime in the town.
It is alleged that you have committed an offence contrary to Section 4 or Section 5 of the Road Traffic Act of 1988. They're all about drink driving. I must warn you that a failure to provide any one of these specimens may render you liable to prosecution. Do you agree to provide 2 specimens for analysis?
Yeah. When it's fairly quiet like this, it's just a case of looking out and see if there are any interesting vehicles around. It might just be the occupants of the vehicle, it might be something about the vehicle, I just don't know. It's just one of those, you just get a gut reaction about vehicles. I mean, last night, drink driver, the only thing about that was the fact that the window was open.
When you come to blow into the machine, you can pull this right out and blow into it. Nice deep breath and blow fairly constant until I tell you to stop. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's great, that's fine, that's the first one.
We're following a white Escort cabriolet very fast along London Road. We're trying to stop it. Turning right Valley Drive, vehicle's not stopped it yet.
There isn't food for friends. Pause and order at the front. I can't get to the rear. I'm standing down a second. Order 194, get on the key.
The first one was 55, the second one was 53. It's the lower one that's evidential, it's 53. If I tell you that the legal limit is 35, you can see you're a little over the limit. Okay, so what will happen now is that the officer that arrested you will fill out some paperwork and tell you what's going to happen after that.
Good deep breath, don't stop till I tell you. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Go ahead.
Machine's indicating that you've got alcohol in you, but not near the limit. Keep that as a souvenir. I don't harass the motorist. It's something that I purposefully try and avoid. I very rarely stop what we would call the mum, dad and the kids type of car, but every burglar that goes out, I think almost without exception these days, goes by car. I tend to stop the sort of cars that I think might contain burglars, usually young, scruffy males. Without stereotyping, you get an idea of what some burglars look like.
What's this, a bill? Where were you coming? I was coming down the road down. What's the damage to your car? That's right on the word. That's what made me spin, because it hit on the back.
There are 300 drink drive cases in Brighton every year and nearly 2,500 road accidents. No one's been hurt here, but there are complications.
It would appear that the Escort has come down from Dyke Road into the roundabout, and a car has come from his left, I presume from the seafront, and sideswiped the vehicle on the rear near side, and obviously thrown him into the barriers. We believe the driver is drunk, and he has made off, and we're going to make follow-up inquiries now to his home address.
Can I have your full name then, please, sir?
Yeah, it's Anthony with an H.
Tango Roll 04 further to that for information units. He's made off from Severn Dials towards Old Shoreham Road. So it'd be attention of units maybe north, possibly Hove.
Receipt.
Okay.
It will happen rather fast. Yeah, that's on the back. And the girl's got the registration number as well.
Okay, fine, we'll sort that out.
And I stood in front of the car, and he just drove right through me.
Was he on his own or anybody else with him?
He was on his own, I think. The car, it's difficult to describe what the car was. It was quite an old model. At least 2 people might know.
Right, okay. What would you like us to do regarding recovery of your vehicle? Is it private or?
I don't think it is, no.
Try to call out a garage on your behalf?
I guess so, yeah. Yes, please, yeah. I hadn't really thought of that.
A-section officers are sent to the other driver's address to find him, but it looks as if he isn't at home.
What's full century? I mean, you're going to have problems getting in anyway, aren't you? Breaking this window.
Well, the only thing is that that's all closed up upstairs.
Which one's he live? Number 20?
This one here, number 20.
And the neighbour said what?
Well, the neighbour said yes, he does live there. So there's his car down the road. He's confirmed that's his car. Hasn't seen him. Has just checked out the back to see if lights are on downstairs. There's no lights on in the premises. But the car's parked just down the road and the engine's still warm.
Right.
The only thing is that all the curtains are closed upstairs. I mean, if he knows he's been involved in accidents over the limit, is he hiding upstairs with all the lights off?
Probable.
Well, that's right. I mean, we've got the power to go in. So, I mean, we've tried all other options. I think we should go in, really.
Yep.
Okay.
Charlie Bravo unit, go ahead.
There is a note on divisional orders about police officers contravening the Road Traffic Act. Just read out 2 lines to you. Police officers are exempt from these laws if they are responding to Grade 1 response calls or where the call is of a nature deemed to be life-threatening.
No, I think you'll find that will get withdrawn today because that's blatantly not right. There's no, we're not, only the Queen and visiting ambassadors, they're exempt, nobody else is.
Charlie Bravo 03, go ahead.
Yes, another controller here. I have on a 9 now who said he's been involved in the RT87 dials.
Where is he?
He said he's in a phone box by Sainsbury's at the Gyratory.
Right, we'll go and meet him there.
Roger, is he on the telephone to you at this moment, over?
Yes.
Roger, could you ask him to wait at that location and we'll go and meet him, over?
Yeah, we're making for the TK Gyratory. Do you have any update?
What's his description?
Yes, the man has now hung up and walked off, over.
Oh, God. It's TK here. What's his description again?
It's got to be one there. Yeah, do we have a description? He was 40.
Now, when we went back to the caller, he had hung up.
Yeah, from the original log there's a description.
Yeah, on the original log, I believe there's a description.
The driver turned up at the police station the next day. No charges were brought.
The vehicle believed involved in the windows was found Port Hall Road, Brighton, about 0700 on the 23rd. But before it could be recovered and SOCO'd, it was restolen and is still outstanding. The only evidence we will get of the offenders who did, I believe it was 70, in excess of 70 car windows, will be through SOCO. So if we come across it tonight, make sure we keep hold of it until it can be recovered.
To conclude the briefing, a good note. Chaz has managed to qualify for inspector. He's passed the promotion exam for inspector, and nowadays we do actually recognise that by the award of a certificate. Well done, congratulations. I hope it ultimately comes to you, no matter what that nice Mr. Sheehy's got for us.
Yes,
And,
at least for 5 years anyway.
Yeah, you get everything that you deserve.
Park is quite notorious for having the cars broken into. It's basically because of the location. It's sort of away from the town. It's, you know, if you park your car in here, you can guarantee most people are going to be away for 2 or 3 hours at a set time.
I went out and was walking around, and within 2 streets of each other,
certainly if you go up to the
came across 2 cars. The first car had was by itself without a driver, with both the front windows open, the doors open, radio inside, and the keys in the ignition. The second incident, fine, car was locked up, marvellous, except the roof was left open. I leant in actually and hooked out the crook lock, waited there 5 minutes, and when the lady came back, I gave her the crook lock and said it didn't seem to me a lot of point having it, really. Now, when we have those kind of things happening day in and day out, and believe me, they're true, the police cannot hope by themselves to defeat car crime. When we have car locks which are so poorly designed that they can be opened by someone with a hairpin and determination, the police cannot hope to solve car crime.
There are 7,000 car crimes in Brighton every year. A-section officers are on their way to one of them. A group of youths have been spotted by local residents trying to break into cars in their street.
Called the vigilantes. They're not very happy about what's happened. They want to make statements, quote.
I was just going to bed, and actually just getting to bed, undressed and everything, and heard this noise out the window. So looked out to see what was happening. There was girls screaming, lots of sort of noise, if people were drunk or something, and saw these lads messing around with 2 cars at the end of the road there. So watched for half a minute, then came down and called the police. In the meantime, my wife was watching, and she saw them turn this Fiesta that was parked here across the road at 90 degrees.
Just your local mindless Brighton yobbo.
The 2 girls went off down that side of the road, and the 2 fellas came over here, had a good look at a Mini there, decided it wasn't worth it, then came down. That was one of our Minis, which is why I was more interested. And then they came down and started bouncing the car, and managed to bounce it across the road, which is...
Vandalism, mindless vandalism. There's loads of it, but you never see a police officer.
Does this send back? Yes.
Hello again. Right. Can I just take some details, please? First of all, who owns the Fiesta?
It's my girlfriend's car.
I'll take details if I may. From you.
No, everything's at home.
There's no damage to it initially?
No damage that I can see in this light.
Okay.
I'm afraid cars appear to be rather disregarded when it comes to security, but when something happens to them, the police are expected to have done something to stop them. Doesn't mean we shouldn't try. We should try. But the truth is, the effort and the results are disproportionate. The amount of effort we have to put in at a time of finite resources, possibly even reducing resources, the amount of effort we have to put in to get any kind of significant result is very difficult.
Well, thanks for ringing us anyways. Okay, someone will be back to see you within 5 minutes. Okay.
Right.
When the decision's been made, what's going to happen with the
Right,
2.
let's hope you do something. Yeah.
Okay, cheers.
Your car hasn't been damaged, has it?
No, not that I can see.
If there is a problem in the morning, in the light of day, and you see there is damage, phone the police station in the usual manner.
And your
PC Cook. That's my warrant number.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to leave you a card. Do you want a card?
Yeah, please, yeah.
Okay.
Night, see you, Hillary. Night.
Yeah, 4 of us. Stop for about 2 weeks' time. Roger, yes, can you give us a description? Yeah, from what I saw of him, he was late teens, early 20s. Dark jeans, dark puffer type jacket with...
A-section officers have stopped a suspect car. The driver's been arrested, but the passenger has escaped.
You haven't seen anything at all?
No, because I'm in the back, one vehicle, I'm sure.
Okay, well if you're up for a little while, if you see a lad in a black bomber jacket,
I will.
one of these nylon puffy jackets,
Yeah.
can you give us a ring at Brighton?
Andy Wilkinson has chased the passenger into a nearby housing estate, but he's lost him in the maze of flats. A dog handler has been called in to help A-section in the search.
I've chased the passenger across the Lewis Road, round the back of these blocks of flats, and lost him in this alleyway. We hardly followed it. We'd literally just come out of the Morsecombe box. There's something bulky on the back seat. It was weighed down. So we went to pull it. It turned left, turned down a dead-endish thing and stopped. The passenger got out, legged it across the Lewis Road, round the back of these blocks, and I've lost him somewhere around here. He was younger than I am. Probably doesn't smoke. And he was wearing his Reeboks. Got like a...
651-616. Yes, whereabouts,
What we had was a positive backtrack from where the PC had chased this chappie. It was well worth going with the dog. He took off up the back of the flats there, and it could well be that matey had peeled off and gone up around there. So you've got to really go with the dog when he pulls you, otherwise it's just as well not bother in the first place.
Can we try and have a run round the back of the estate then, I think?
Yes, go ahead.
It's quite expert, isn't it? We'll go flying. Alright, see what we can find. See you later.
You've got to start somewhere, and it's best to start where it's actually where we've got a confirmed track, albeit it's the PCs as well as the offender. But as that didn't turn out to be anything, I should just let him have a cast around and look around the area.
The passenger has never been found.
Just remember roadcraft and your driving course. Better to get there late than never at all, and nothing will ever justify an accident. Just be careful. And can you not make the mistake that Knight's made? The driver gets out of the driver's door and locks it, and the passenger says, "Can you lob us the keys?" And the passenger misses and they go down the drain. Be careful when you lob the keys over the roof.
I shall be moving on. Not sure the date yet. Be around about middle of December. To headquarters. I've got the call eventually. What I can tell you is who my replacement will be, and that will be Mr. Wingrove, who you've all worked with before anyway, so it shouldn't be anything new to you. And I shall be very sorry to go, and I mean that very genuinely. But you've still got another 2 months for me yet, so don't start the celebrations just yet. My ambition? To reach the highest rank in the police service that I'm able to. I came through on an accelerated promotion scheme. I see it as a progression through to the Chief Constable. If they exist in 10 years' time, I don't know. But certainly to reach high rank in the police service.
Andy Duke has spotted a strange car in town.
We've got a stop sign running at the back, so he should pull in. But he's not having any.
He's trying to get over, I think.
Yeah. We'll just cut him off a little bit if we can.
He's got a stripe, it's almost like a police-marked motor vehicle, but I don't believe it's a police car.
It's a fake police car. It belongs to a film company in town to make a television drama.
Normally we have a set of plates, badges and the stuff that... These are all magnetic, they just stick on the doors.
Is this going to be a roof marking? Or...
These are the roof markings, yeah.
What are the plates for then, mate?
They're fictitious plates for using in the filming. We don't use the actual registration number of the cars.
So this...
Because it's supposed to be a new car, you see. It's actually a C-Reg car.
Oh, right.
But
it's a bit young for a C-Reg car.
Well, that's what it is. It's ex-police.
Is it ex-police?
Yeah, as far as I know it is, isn't it?
And when do you put these on then?
They actually go on when we do the filming. We dress it up as a police car.
And these are supposedly made up, are they? What, they're just drawn out of thin air, are they?
No, we have a big box full of different plates that we use for different jobs.
Oh, that's come down to a Ford Sierra in Essex.
Watford, yeah.
Is it?
With a registered owner in Watford.
Really?
So it's not fictitious.
Back at the police station, Andy Wilkinson and Rob Jones are searching the car they stopped earlier for stolen property.
As a result, at the end of the day, makes the job worthwhile, actually catching them.
It'd be boring if we spent all the time without catching them, so this is what we look forward to, really.
Right, this is your copy. As I said, you've got 7 days from midnight tonight to take your driving licence, an MOT and a certificate of insurance to cover this vehicle to Slough Police Station. Okay. If you fail to do so, you commit an offence for which you may be prosecuted.
There's one of your other vehicles?
That's one of our other. You better give him a pull and all that one. There's one of the other ones. Yeah. Two more just coming past.
Yeah, thanks for your help. We appreciate it. It causes a bit of concern if
obviously,
police vehicle turns up.
Where's this go?
Yeah, 60, the 2 vehicles, 149 saw. The lead one was arranged.
The one in custody will say no comment to everything, which is the beauty of having the right to silence. He's already indicated when he is interviewed, the replies to all questions asked will be no comment. So he doesn't have to say. He's got the right to remain silent, so he'll probably exercise it. It just makes our job that much harder, because he could tell us where the stuff's come from if it's nicked. But if he says nothing, which he's entitled to, then it just puts hours and hours of inquiries on trying to trace the owner of the property. If they scrap the right to silence, then they'd have to give an explanation for all the stuff that they're carrying. You and I would.
Would you like to try for the dog unit?
A crashed car has been found abandoned on the outskirts of Brighton. It's been stolen and dumped by joyriders. Paul Steele has been sent to investigate.
He's actually lost it, or started skidding, on the wrong side of the road. Skid mark starts there and then curves round and comes over here. Couldn't decide whether he was going back onto the A27 or down on Colding Lane, I think. So, without much doubt. They smashed all the plastics around, smashed the steering lock off, Smash the ignition lock off, and then that's the ignition there. That's it running and turned off. Don't know anything about it at all. It's registered to a company. So it's a case of going to the company key holder records, finding out where this particular man lives. You can see the door. But just forced it around. It's so easy for the criminal. You look at an average housing estate at night, there'll be a 10, 15, 20,000 pound car sitting on the drive with, I don't know, £700 or £800 worth of stereo protected by 4 bits of glass. You open up the garage door, it'll be full of junk, a couple of £100 worth of rubbish basically. You know, some cars are alarmed, but by the time the alarm's gone off, so many radios can be whipped out in seconds. The alarm's a waste of time by the time it's woken anyone up.
Just on the phone to the loser at the moment. Can you give us some idea of what the extent of the damage is?
Substantial, I think.
He's asking after his briefcase and various files that were left in the car. Can you say, are they there?
Answer yes, they're in the back of her.
The name was Vincent Hart.
Right. Yeah, well, leaving the engine running as they've done, there's absolutely no way of second guessing how long it's been there. There's not enough traffic on this bit of road this time of night.
Yes, there was one earlier, I'll check for you.
Interesting recovery job for him, anyway. Yeah. So it's the one without a car in the garage.
That's the one.
That one there. Open garage and nothing in.
The cat was guarding it.
And that's the one.
Well, when was it found?
3ish. Something about 3 o'clock. It's crashed up at Coldine Lane. You've got the new slip road, goes to the A27. They've missed both roads and gone up the concrete and railings in the middle. So there's quite a bit of damage to the car.
I take it was stolen from the garage. Was the garage locked in any way? Have they damaged the garage door? I haven't looked at it yet.
The door wasn't locked.
It wasn't locked. Okay. What time did you park the vehicle?
About 6:20 last night.
Yeah, it's unusual to have a car stolen out of a garage.
Well, I just thinking that there's all these other cars outside. There's Astra GT and BMWs out there. The other coincidence is my colleague at the company, he had his car pinched outside his house next to Hove Police Station just about a year ago.
I still get a buzz from normal police work. I still get a buzz from service. I still get a buzz when I very occasionally get out on patrol and go and deal with an incident. It might just be helping an aged person turn off a water leak. You know, I get a buzz out of that.
I am a policewoman, and there's no getting away from that. And I'm an all my true friends have accepted it. A lot of them think it's great. Most people I deal with, I haven't had any problems with. I mean, sometimes there's going to be letdowns. You can't be perfect. Nobody is perfect. And the job's not perfect.
It does age you. It makes you responsible very quickly, so you probably miss out slightly there. I mean, there are compensations, but join later and have your eyes a bit wider open to the effect that it has on you. It does affect the way that you live your life. It is more than just a job.
That was the last episode in the series. Next Tuesday at 7:30 sees the return of the popular consumer programme specially for the South, Serves You Right.